Hey there, good morning. So, I got a great little story for you today, especially if you're a golfer. So, there were once two men who they played golf together on a weekly basis. Bob was in his late teens, showed a lot of promise in the game, and the second man, Joe, was like in his early 40s, and he was consistently able to beat Bob. So, one day when they were playing, Bob said, "Hey Joe, I think I'm gonna go try out for the Pro Tour." And Joe looked at him and he said, "That's a really hard thing to do. Like, you sure you're gonna be able to do it?" And he said, "Why not? I'm gonna give it a try." And Joe said, "I could have done that." And Bob said, "Well, why didn't you?" And he said, "I don't know. I just never got around to it." So a couple of weeks later, the two men, they're playing again. And, Bob looks a little disappointed. And he said, "I missed the cut. I'm going to have to wait another year to do this again. But I know what I need to work on, and I'm just going to keep trying to get better and better and try to do it." So as time got closer to the next Pro Tour, he said, "I'm going to try this again." And Joe said, "I could have done that." Bob said, "Yeah, but you didn't." And a couple of weeks later, they met again for golf. And he said, "Ugh, I missed it again." Joe said, "Why don't you just give up?" Bob said, "It's my dream. Like, I think if I really work at this, I can make this happen." And Joe said, "I could have done that." So after a year of perfecting his flaws and practicing and coaching and lessons, they met up again. And he said, "I made it. I made the cut. I'm a professional golfer." And Joe said, "Hmm." And he looked like a little sad. And he said, "I could have done that." And as he said that, he tried to hide his emotion, this tear coming down his eye, realizing what he'd missed out on because he didn't do what he could have done. And that was too late. So, what does that say, right? As adults, right? Or as teens, it's always easy to say I could have done that, right? We could have done what somebody else did. But the question is, why didn't we do it, right? So if you want something bad enough, you have to go for it, right? If you want to be successful at something, you have to try. You have to put the effort in. And if you fail, you keep going. Anybody that knows me knows my story, right? I was in a completely different business my whole life. I just didn't want to do it anymore. I felt this is something that would resonate more with me. I wanted to do something more, just that, more giving. That was going to make me feel good every day, and something where I was giving back and making a difference in the world, right? I wanted to leave a legacy, and you know that was hard, man. Believe me. And I was working full time while I was trying to grow this coaching practice. And it took me 6 or 7 years to finally get to a place where I'm finally coaching full time, right? But for 6 or 7 years, I was doing this. I was working. I was all over the place. I was putting in hours and hours and hours, and every time I thought I was just about there, something wouldn't work out, But I never gave up. I never knew just how close I was, right, to being successful. Like, it was right there, but I never stopped. I kept going, and you know what? I finally got there. Like, I finally passed that point, and now I'm doing this. I wake up every morning and I don't go to work. I do what I love. I make a difference in people's lives. I'm happy. I'm relaxed. I have no stress. That's the most amazing feeling in the world, right? And it's not even the financial piece. It's the emotional freedom, right? So if you want something bad enough, you got to go for it. Sitting there and saying I could have done that, or feeling envious or jealous of somebody else because they're going for it, use that as a motivator to get you to go for it. So I hope this resonates. Teach your kids to go for it. Teach them to follow their dreams. Even if they fail, at least they did it. Regret is far worse than failure. Have a great day.